Hello and welcome back to the Pilates room. I haven't filmed one of these in a minute. I feel like the last couple of vlogs have been a little bit kind of artsy. Miko's influence, a little musical, a little dancey, not so narrative. I wanted to check in and let you know about this next one because it was such a cool experience. I just realized that the top of my head is probably cut off at an angle. Pilates room. Realness. This whole proof of concept thing, this whole idea, does the research work? Because there's no way to know that when you go into sabbatical because it's research. So you have to try it out. You have to see if things really work. I think it worked. I did kind of a proof of concept on stage. Again, pulling in my dear friend, collaborator, longtime chosen family member, Jenn Logan. Who we brought here this time to Florida. I worked with my students at Florida State College, Jacksonville on creating half of the dance. She worked in Los Angeles creating the other half of the dance. And then she arrived on ground here and we had essentially a week to put it all together. Can I just skip forward in the dance? And can we bring the penny cats out to their mid-height last section? And can you guys grab your coats? It was incredible. Why don't you go into the choreography from like the Healy fall or something? Yeah, it's easier. It's easier to go faster. And then I will also you can see it coming up and coming down right. My ideas about activating the vertical space are not new ideas. I'd like to be clear that this is not my unique idea. This is just something that I'm inspired by, but the thing that I am interested in is figuring out how to fill the stage with activity, with movement. So I always say like research in the vertical space. I mean, it's really just kind of code for how can I keep the viewer's eye moving around the stage? How can it create kind of more texture, more drama, more theater. So for this particular piece that we did together, and the title was, It Comes Down to This. Jen and I have for a while been talking about this collaboration about the work existing inside kind of this liminal space, the neither awake nor asleep, this kind of middle ground space. So it lived kind of in there. It was very, I would consider it kind of like magical and mystical and a little bit dark. So it had aerial components, which was Jen on the trapeze, which is the part that she choreographed away. Now, I will say that I shared the score with her, so she knew which part of the music she was working with abstractly, but it took rehearsals together to kind of make that concretized. Is that a word? Someone said that to me the other day and I was like, is this a word? Concretized. I'm into it. Anyway, she worked on dance trapeze. We worked on the dance. So what happens inside of the actual dance studio. But there were components of theatricality that also lived in the vertical space. For instance, I really envisioned these lights coming close down. So when you see what they call practical lights, so it's like a light that exists on stage that's not necessarily a stage light. Like it would look like something that you would see in your house, like a lamp, something like that, a street light. But I had this vision for these, they call them like Chinese hat lights. They're kind of like domed down, fly in and out, essentially. Like in stage terms, they fly in to the stage space and out, which means away. So they kind of started at a certain height and then there was this drama of them coming down. Sam Catone, who is my collaborator, lighting designer extraordinaire, was able to make them light up at different rates and at different times. We spent a lot of time actually choreographing how they would come on and off. I had this vision for there to be like dirt filling the stage. Now, this is a proof of concept. This was a 10-minute version of what I imagine will eventually be an evening length work. So I couldn't fill the stage with dirt, but we did have this stage dirt, which is made out of cork. So it's not dirt per se. It's still a little hard to manage, but it's not dirty. If you step on it, it doesn't hurt. It's soft. But from afar, it kind of looks like dirt or it looks like sand. It's all about this texture, this volume, like how is it something other than just the human bodies on stage? Because there's a time and place for that, right? There's a time and place to look and respect what the human body can offer in its isolation on stage with lights and with sound or without. I'm really going in a different direction right now artistically. I want to see kind of like what it is that we can bring in that will add to the theatricality. I don't know who to blame for that. I mean, maybe it's because I started out as a young child like listening to Broadway shows and loving drag queens and Whitney Houston and Diana Ross. I don't know what that has to do with it, but anyway, there's a part of me that just loves that dance is theater and wanted to honor that. The result was, I feel very successful. I think the audience really enjoyed it. I think the performers really enjoyed it. I mean, it felt deeply meaningful for all involved, and it was really helpful for me because as a choreographer, an artist, I see these visions, right? Like I get these ideas, these visions, and I see it really big in my head. And it's hard sometimes to make those visions come to life, but I'm so fortunate to work for such an incredible institution with the most stunning stage space, with the most stunning resources, and these incredible, Sam Parker's our TD, Sam Catone's our lighting designer. I got to work again with Jenn Logan, who I feel is like a master of this now. I got to work with 4 really incredible students. Winter, who has been managing the program while I have been out on sabbatical, really allowed me to come back in and do this. I mean, there was just a lot of magic surrounding it, and I'm so deeply grateful. Also, I got to hang out with Jenn for a week. I'll tell you what, being a teacher is a hard job. It doesn't pay that well, but there are reasons why people do this. And, you know, one of the things that being in higher ed allows is time to research, and I just cannot tell you how grateful I am for this time. I feel like the things that I am able to do and investigate and bring back to the college and the students and bring back to Jacksonville Dance Theater and like just bring back into the world right now. There's kind of no words. I'm so grateful. And of course, aside from me just being able to do all of this art making, I got to hang out with Jenn. And she got to hang out with the dogs, which is really important. And I got to take a workshop from her, which was, of course, like humbling and really, really hard, but like spectacular because she's just If you live in Los Angeles, go take with Jenn Logan. She teaches at the Ariel House and the Loft, and she's just an incredible aerial teacher. She's also an amazing person. Lucky me to have such amazing, incredible friends. See you in the next one. Oh, I'm supposed to say like and subscribe.